there's Kevin with GatheringMagic.com with match number 3 with the Abzen Evolution. This is a very weird hand. 5 lands, a Broodmonitor, Zulaport Cutthroat, but that's 2/3 of the combo right there. So I'm going to keep it. We have a lot of ways to draw ourselves out of this and assemble the combo. Evolving Wilds will thin us out. We'll go get Forest with Evolving Wilds. I don't think we need a black source necessarily in our hand. Well, yeah, because we only need the black source for Zulaport Cutthroat. And so an Aether Hub can easily do that. So I'd rather have the green sources are a lot more versatile. So I would like to see a slower matchup. We can just go land go. Cinderglade usually means the Aetherworks Marvel. And we actually have the combo in our hand now with the Eldrazi Displacer. So we'll go ahead and just grab a Forest. And crack another Evolving Wilds next turn, unless there's something better to do like a Deathcap Cultivator. Now we are vulnerable to Harness. But we could quite possibly... That was a decent draw. Goes and gets us a black with the Attune. I don't think we need a waste. We have double. So next turn, I will just throw out the Eldrazi Displacer. I think I have to be aggressive here and force out the potential combo. It's going to sack the Woodweaver. So most likely a Marvel is going to come next turn. I'm not going to be able to erase it. So there's another Evolving Wilds. It's still, I think it's just Displacer. So if we do hit Marvel here, pretty much in terrible shape unless he misses off the Marvel. So need to avoid Chandra, Ishkanah, Emrakul. Turn 4 Marvel. We've all been there. Opponent gets to see what we have. Probably just cracking the Evolving Wilds. And then we try another Aether Hub. I guess the Displacer is definitely the wrong play to just run out. Probably just play the Zulaport Cutthroat. Or just nothing. But yeah, I wasn't for sure if an Aether Marvel was in the hand. I mean, there's only 4 in the entire yet. There's no way that our opponent has used any hand to, or like no vessels to dig for it. And so usually I'm not too worried about this situation happening without a first turn vessel. Just gonna crack the Evolving Wilds and then choose not to find. And get a look at my entire deck. So we'll switch it up after Sideboard. This is a tough matchup just because Reality Smashers just don't tend to be quick enough. And at this point now we have to basically draw into a Noxious Gearhulk. I don't even have, with the cracking of the Evolving Wilds and not finding land 2, I don't think we can do it in time. So we get a drop a land, then pass, and then we take 13. So the best case scenario we can draw into is a Wild Wanderer, or yeah, just a Wild Wanderer, and that needs to ramp us up, and then we also have to hit into a Noxious Gearhulk. So that the odds of that were very slim, and we hit a worthless land anywho. So I don't think there's any way we get out of this, because it's just 13 and 13. I guess Eldrazi Displacer is still, that'd require, we'd have to do Eldrazi Displacer. No, Eldrazi Displacer does not do it either. Eldritch Evolution does not do it. And the Woodweaver's Puzzle-Knot allows him another. I'm just, for time's sake, he's being very slow on passing into damage. We'll go on to the sideboard. There's no way I'm coming out of that. So sideboard, I still think Reality Smashers, Matter Reshapers come in. The Sky Sovereign Council's flagship also comes in. The Baloth Null is pretty decent. We do want the Sigarda, and the Noxious Gearhulks are weird though because they're just so slow. I think that we want to try every way possible to assemble the combo. So the Nulls help us get us where we want to be, but they're slow. The Marionette Masters, I don't think we can go for the one-turn kill. Verdurous Gearhulk are quick. It can push our opponent on a clock. We do want the Displacers. The cards that we don't want now is like the Panharmonicon and Aetherworks Marvels. They are just going to be too slow and awkward. We do want the Eyeless Watchers. They can push for that combo for the Zulaport. Well, it doesn't work without the Panharmonicon, so I think that that's just the... If we do find the combo, it's going to be through the Eldritch Evolution for the Brood Monitor, kind of like the combo that we had. But this can allow us to sacrifice for the Sigarda. Sigarda helps us versus Emrakul to a point. Not the greatest thing. It's all about the Thought-Knot Seers and the Distended Mindbenders for this matchup. You could say, instead of Matter Reshaper, go Panharmonicon, and that's double Thought-Knot Seers. It'd eat up 2 hands. So is that just better than relying on Eldritch Evolution for like... I think it might be. I think Panharmonicon actually might just be better. And then we could keep in like a 1 of Eyeless Watcher or 2 of Eyeless Watcher. Or then Eldritch Evolution trying to find this Brood Monitor combo, but then we just want to get rid of the Brood Monitor. And then have the Eyeless Watchers. Because the Eldritch Evolution, the whole point though is we can Eldritch Evolution to Matter Reshaper, and that puts us far behind, or far ahead. So I actually don't like the Panharmonicons. I think it is the Evolutions, and we'll keep in a Brood Monitor as just that. The way of possibly comboing off. So let's hope we're not drawing 9 lands this time. We're sufficient with like 5. And we want to see a Thought-Knot Seer or a Reality Smasher with one of our 2 drops. So we see both of them. I'm going to keep it. It's slow, and we don't even have our 4th mana source. So we're getting very unlucky without Deathcaps and Servants in our opening hands. Whereas our opponents can get Copters in all of their opening hands. No fair. 7 versus 4. We'll go ahead and drop the Evolving Wilds, crack it, and I'm just going to go Wastes, and then pass. So see, he has the Attune. There is the Attune. Grabs a Mountain. And this allows us for another Evolving Wilds. We'll just go grab a Forest. Unfortunately, though, we still have not seen that other land. And if we get stuck, we have 2 turns to draw a land. If we do not, we also have 4 Attunes and 7 mana dorks that we can draw this turn. So odds are really, really in our favor. Lands, even tap lands at this point, which is only 1 more Evolving Wilds. And let's see if we hit it. We did not. So, welp. We do have a turn to hit a land. Now we do need a land. We don't want Attunes. We don't want the 2 drops. So our opponent does have his Marvel mana. We drew the Force Thought-Knot Seer. I'm actually wondering what in my deck. We have 2 Eyeless Watchers are out. We have a Brood Monitor that we could hit. Yeah, there's very few things we could actually have not hit there, and Thought-Knot Seer was one of them. Eldritch Evolution number 2 is the other. Basically, all of our 5 drops, are besides Rally Smasher and Brood Monitor. Rally Smasher had 1 more Thought-Knot Seer, Brood Monitor, and Eldritch Evolution, so... Oh well. Our opponent does just hit, with his Aetherworks Marvel, just an Attune. So we got lucky there. And now we do hit our 4th, but this whole scenario would have changed so much differently. We will get rid of the Harness Lightning over the Tireless Tracker, or do we want him just to crack the... Yeah, we're going to get rid of the Tireless Tracker. It's the way he gets back in this game. He can use the Harness Lightning to kill off the Thought-Knot Seer, but it will cost him an extra energy. And so far, so good. Going to take the damage, therefore he cannot use another Aetherworks Marvel this turn by just targeting the Thought-Knot Seer and then not doing anything. So this is actually good for us because it draws a card for him and gives us another Thought-Knot Seer. Which can get like an Emrakul. I could switch gears if we hit a land here, switching gears might be the right play. Rally Smasher, Verdurous Gearhulk. That is very, very quickly. But I think Thought-Knot Seer is just as... We don't know... He didn't have anything... Yeah, we're going to go Rally Smasher. Don't know why he chose that. Yeah, he had to discard a card. So he wants to hit that energy. A lot of ways to do so. So he drew the Harness Lightning off of the Thought-Knot Seer. So it could just be incredibly lucky. We know if one card is a land and one card's unknown. And at this point, I think we just go for the Verdurous Gearhulk. Put it all in the Rally Smasher. Attack in. Opponent is down to a 6. Which the Attune off the top does allow for another Aetherworks Marvel. But it does shuffle in all of those forests you put to the bottom. Emrakul is still quite scary here. And he does hit the Emrakul, so close. Gets my turn and is able to kill the Reality Smasher through so many different ways. The Eldritch Evolution can just fail to miss or fail to find and kill both the Verdurous Gearhulk and the So maybe I should have just killed the Reality Smasher and got Sigarda. I don't know if that would have done much. So the Verdurous Gearhulk dies to the Emrakul. But I still have a nice little play here that can blank off Emrakul. Not liking that other Eldritch Evolution. Thought-Knot Seer is weird. What we do is I think we just cast the flagship, kill off the servant. Because this means he can't attack in with Emrakul, because we can just cast the Thought-Knot Seer and then kill him. So our opponent needs to top deck into more energy producing cards, and there's all 4 Attunes. And that's the Woodweaver's Puzzle. I said all 4 Attunes are in our opponent's hand. 2 Harness Lightnings. There's not a lot left. So our opponent can go for the Emrakul and possibly just miss those. So this is a risky play by our opponent. Unless he knows that he has something in hand that can stop. Oh, we only have 6 damage on board. So yeah, that ends up being a very good. I don't have any Noxious Gearhulks. I took them all out, which again might be the mistake. Displacer though. Close. We needed 1 more mana for the Displacer. It's another very, very close one. Eldritch Evolution, I don't even have the mana for it. So we could cast the Displacer. Very, very, very close game. I don't know how I could have played around it. It's just all about hitting that Aetherworks Marvel off the Emrakul. Everything came in bad sequence again. We got the land on the turn after. A lot of that, I think more than half the deck, we could have drawn into on that turn 3 and would have been able to play it. So because this has to crew 3, and we can't displace the Emrakul. So Thought-Knot Seer doesn't do it. Eldrazi Displacer doesn't do it. This doesn't loot anything. And he's got another activation anyway with the Woodweaver's Puzzle Knot. for like another Emrakul / Ulamog / something. So, anywho, I'm not even gonna wait around. We'll just go on to the next game. This is Kevin with GatheringMagic.com. Thanks for watching.